Okay, family, back again. It's the Lord Eric Steele. Welcome to another FBA All Day edition, the show about justice and understanding for our people. I am the Lord Eric Steele, aka Big Rossi Love, perpetual student of the survival scrolls. If you know, you know. Okay, my people, I've been sent so many emails about this topic that I had to address it. So many emails about this. Um, we're going to talk about this thing with the AU where they're trying to include the African Americans or the black people or the foundational black American people here on this continent in their discussion for reparations. And we're going to get into that because it needs to be addressed, okay? We're going to do a little, we've done a little looking and digging into this, and I think we should shed some light on it, okay? Now, the AU, which is the African Union, they have existed for, I think they were formulated in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Probably a little bit before then. Anyhow, these people have never included us in anything to do with Africa previously. They never wanted, they never mentioned the people that were here on this continent, the foundational black Americans. They never mentioned us, okay? Not listed in anything. We've always been ignored. Now, as of late, a lot of people have been running the numbers. They've been looking, and they've been seeing, and they've been verifying our claims as foundational black Americans to this continent. They've been checking the numbers. They've been seeing our GDP. They've been checking to see how much our spending power is. They've been calculating, if you will, plotting. And now all of a sudden, ever since we've wanted to split away from these other people that's been being so disrespectful, and we decided to dissimulate or delineate away from these people, now all of a sudden you see all these different groups wanting to claim us. All of a sudden they recognize, hey, these people, they're right. They are the sauce. They are the thing that makes everything go around. They are the specialness to everything that's of relevance. Now they begin to see the truth of it all. As we begin to waken up, as we begin to enlighten, as we begin to envelop our own uniqueness, if you will, as we begin to wrap ourselves up in who we are, as we begin to display our pride as foundational black Americans here, people are starting to see the equitable in that. They're starting to see the tangible resources that comes with being a foundational black American. They know the debt is owed, okay? They know the debt is owed. And you can see that it's a size of, not only is the debt that's owed us sizable, but we generate a huge amount. You'll hear these people online trying to talk down about foundational black Americans, but what they seem to forget, this is not a group. This is not some fly-by-night organization. A foundational black American is a person with lineage to this North American continent, to the United States of America in specific. A foundational black American is a person with lineage. We have blood and soil, blood and sweat in this soil here. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense to everybody? There's 48 million of us. That's not a group. That's not a hate group. That's not a cult. That is our lineage. There's no leader. There's no organization that can hold that amount of people and direct them all like that. You understand what I'm saying? This is a lineage. There's no dues. It's either you are or you are not. There's no middle ground. As much as people try to tether or attach themselves to our claims, it's really very simple. It's either you are or you are not. And I've heard this. I've gotten so many videos about this. I have people who say, "Oh well, I'm from Jamaica, but my people were enslaved too," or I'm from Haiti, but we were enslaved too. So we're descendants of slaves. Listen, that's the reason why we stopped using that term. I didn't say nothing about ADOS. ADOS is a group. They are an organization. They have a leader, Yvette Carnell and Bucci Bear, whoever those guys are. That's something totally different from a foundational black American. Those people are totally different. That's got nothing to do with us. I don't claim ADOS. I don't know anybody can be a descendant of slaves. If your parents were from were a part of the Holocaust and you moved to America, you are technically an American descendant of a slave. We're not. That term is not one that we recognize. We're not a part of that. I'm not a member of ADOS. I don't have nothing to do with anybody who claims to be ADOS. That means nothing to me. Okay? Those ambiguous terms, we're not using that. And I don't understand why people get so offended because we tell you who we are. Why does that offend you? You have to ask yourself, why am I mad that these people are saying who they are? Why are you mad about that? It's the strangest thing because not too long ago, everybody was saying they said we didn't have no culture. They said we didn't know who we came from. And all we're saying is you're wrong. We do have culture. We are the culture. And we can tell you exactly who we are, where we came from. Not only can we tell you, we have documented facts. We have documentation. We know. It's not hard for us to find it. And it's very simple. It's either you were here or you were not. It's not that hard to figure out. And that's probably why people are so upset with us, because they don't have that kind of documentation. You can't make it up. It's either you were or you weren't. We can go to Ellis Island and see the people that came through there. Their names are written. We could see the people who came through Ellis Island. We could see who those people were. We were here before that. Well before. Documented. Okay? Completely documented. And now that we're waking up and we're doing a little research, we start to see these little games that were being played in the shadows with us. Because I was trying to understand, like, why are these people so hell-bent on making us related to the Africans? Why is that such a big thing to them? Why do the Africans not want us to associate ourselves with the word African? Why is that? Why is that such a stake in their heart for us foundational black Americans to say, don't call us African American? Why does that bother them so much? I couldn't figure it out. And then I found out why. We figured out, or it's been brought to my attention, the African Union has been plotting on our reparations. Let me say that again. The African Union has been plotting on the foundational black Americans, reparations. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's true. It's definitely true. These people have been plotting for over a decade now. This plan has been in effect. And you got to go back and you ask yourself, 10 years ago, who was the president? Wasn't Trump. Wasn't Biden. Who was the president 10 years ago? It was an African, a non-FBA named Barack Obama. I'm going to tie it all together for you. Pay attention. Okay? This thing that they tried to run this scam on us. Now, remember, Africa is the place where we were sold. Africans, they sold us into slavery. Got it? The people in Africa made deals with the colonizers to sell us into slavery. And remember, they didn't sell some random weirdo people. They sold engineers. They sold doctors. They sold herbalists. They sold people with extreme talents. That's how this nation was built. They want you to think, oh, they just grabbed some random wild people running in the bushes, and that's just completely not true. They enslaved engineers. They enslaved healers. They enslaved herbalists. They enslaved scientists. They enslaved people that could contribute over here. We were the ones that showed them how to grow the crops. We were the ones that showed them how to build the standing structures. We were the ones that showed them how to make this place go. Do you understand that? I want you to understand that because it's true. It's true. And that's a whole nother segment. We can get into that later. Send me some emails if you want me to dive into that. But it's so true, it's ridiculous. Okay? So let's stay on point. This thing, the sixth region of the African Union, refers to the African diaspora, which includes people of African descent living outside the continent. It is not geographical region like the other five. It's not a geographical region. The sixth region is not geographical, but rather a recognition of the significant population of people with African ancestry residing around the world. Notice how they'll try to keep it ambiguous. It's oh yeah, we're going to talk about everybody around the world. Well, why are they trying to get our reparations? It's just from everywhere around the world. Why are they trying to speak up for our reparations here from the United States? If it's for them other little areas around them, no, don't try. Do you feel the scam? Do you feel it? And if that's the case, why haven't they spoken to us? Why haven't they made any conversations to the people here? What it is, and I'm going to tell you why I'm so glad we're getting these people up out of here. This is another reason why. This was their play. This was the play. They get those people, these first and second generation Africans here, and then they communicate directly back to Africa because they still have a link. And they tell them, oh, these black people over here, they have a huge amount of money. These people have huge spending capital, and they got reparations coming. We're gonna try to funnel all of this, all the resources here. We're gonna try to funnel it back to Africa. We're gonna use it to build up Africa. Mind you, they have resources in Africa already. Africa is the richest nation. Why are they not trying to build up Africa? Why are they not? Because they are in cahoots with the Caucasians over there. Do you know in South Africa it's mandatory that you learn Mandarin? They let another group of people come in and tell them they have to learn their language. It's mandatory. And then they want to think we're going to be subjective to their, not, they can't even straighten up their own home, but they want us to be subjective to them. Okay, let me go on. That sixth region is representative of a diverse group of people with ancestral ties to Africa, including those born abroad with African parents, descendants of enslaved Africans, and recent immigrants. They don't have the authority or the power to include us in their nonsense. I reject that. I reject that reach of them. I reject that African Union nonsense. I reject all of it. The whole time we've been over here struggling, they haven't lent a dime. They haven't helped us build a thing here. They haven't contributed to foundational American existence over here at all. They've contributed at all. Nothing. Now they think they're going to come over here and siphon our stuff to go back over there? This is why we say that Pan-African stuff is nonsense. You see how it's all one-sided? It's all one-sided. It can't be Pan if everything is going to Africa. How is that Pan? What are they contributing to us? We did all the fighting. We helped them get free. We helped fight for apartheid. We helped them fight against apartheid in South Africa. Our foundational Run DMC went over there. So much of our resources have gone to Africa. And for these people to think that we're so stupid, we're just going to let them siphon off our stuff to go help them? The people who sold us, really? I don't understand who they think we are, but we're not this group of dumb people. We're not this group of ignorant people over here who don't know how to read. We're not this group of ignorant people who don't see the play. I see the play. We see the play. We see you. Why has there been no redress of this? Why has there been no explanations of this? Why has this not been brought to our people here? Why are they doing this stuff behind closed doors? If it's so above board, how come we haven't been notified of none of this? Why is it an African Union talking to a recent African over here? Why are they planning to send our money over there? Let me go on. The person who's over here that I'm speaking about, the person who is in charge of this over here, this tethering lady, her name is Dr. Queen Blessing. Okay? She's Edo State born, Edo State born Nigerian. Another scamming Nigerian. We need to shine the light on these people. We got to keep shining the light on these people. Why y'all always picking on Africa? Why y'all always scamming? Why you always scamming? She proudly embraces her African royal and pride. She motivates others to do the same. Her pride in Africa compelled Queen Blessing to devote her life to empowering Africa. She's over here with us. We fought to get the civil rights that allowed her family to bring her over here. She's over here with us, but her whole thing is about empowering Africa. Not the foundational black Americans, not those that built this nation that made it possible for her. She's trying to empower Africa. Do you see that? This is not me talking. I'm reading this straight from her bio. She devotes her life to empowering Africa. She visits Nigeria and other African countries frequently and business with delegates from China, Middle East USA, and the ultimate goal of bringing resources, funding, and business delegates to Africa for the development of the motherland. She is working in the government in Georgia right now, trying to figure out ways how to siphon our resources to go to Africa. Do you see that? Not too long ago, we were Zakatas. We were those people who you have no culture. You have no culture. Looks like your culture is scamming. Why don't you guys call these people out? Why does it have to be us calling your scamming people out? Why does Nigeria not correct their own nonsense? That's why those people over there in Africa are kicking Nigerians out of their countries. Nigerians are finding themselves not welcome anywhere. That seems to be their country pastime, is scamming. Ghana right now is kicking Nigerians out of their country. Their passports are not being accepted places. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? It seems weird, doesn't it? Every time you turn around and you hear some kind of scam going on, it comes up these people are from Nigeria. Why is that? There's another story I did, another video I did about the Harlem Theater when they went bankrupt. And do you know who was behind their bankruptcy? Some Nigerians. Borrowing and taking money against that place and letting it go bankrupt. They just siphon off our resources and they move on. That's a story for another day. I'm going to stay focused on this one for right now. It says, although Dr. Queen Blessing mobilizes Nigerians in the diaspora, she wants the USA to participate in the development of the motherland. She strongly believes that a truly fulfill the desire to economically empower the women in Nigeria, not the women in the United States. She wants to empower the women in Nigeria, which will greatly impact the present development effort. The Minister of Women Affairs and etc. are needed to anchor the Women Empowerment Project. It's just like, what's the difference between these people and Judas in the story of Jesus? What's the difference? They come here, they live among us, they go to school, they benefit off, they use our grants, they go to HBCUs, they soak up all the game, they get all the little resources and connections, and then they grab what they can grab and they take it back there, even though that place is allegedly richer than here. That's where all the gold is, that's where all the cobalt, that's where all the silver is, all the platinum. Why do they need to come over here and try to siphon our stuff? Why? I don't understand. And to do it so underhandedly, so sneakily, okay? This is nefarious the way that they're going about these things, and it doesn't make any sense. But then you start to see their little plots play out, and you go, "Oh, that's why they don't want us to say we're not African Americans, because we sever that tie, we kill their claim." We're not some generic Africans. We're not some lost Africans. That's not who we are. That's not who we are. I'm not an African American. And don't give those people my money. Stop sending them people my money. I'm not with it. They don't respect us. They think we're stupid. That's why they haven't brought this stuff to light. We got to go digging and find out Obama has given this woman a Lifetime Achievement Award for her scam. He thought it was a great idea for her to take. He ain't going to get no bills to help us here, but he thought it was a great idea for her to take our resources back over there. That's a great idea to him. Got another video coming out on Obama soon, too, so we're going to get into him. He ain't free. He's going to be Skin Folk Spotlight. The spotlight's going to shine on him for Skin Folk version number 9. Volume 9 is going to be on Obama. That's coming. But do you see the game? Now we see why they were getting so upset. This is why they were so upset with us saying we're not African American. It had nothing to do with us saying, them saying, "Well, you're not African." Nope, don't try it. Don't try that. Now I see why they were trying that move. I kept thinking to myself, why are these people getting so mad just because we say don't call us African American? We don't have any direct link to Africa. It doesn't make sense. Why are they so upset that we are calling ourselves foundational Black Americans? Why does that make these people so upset? Because they tell us they're better than us. They tell us they work hard. They work hard. That's why they do better than us. That's what they tell us. So then why would you get mad when we say, okay, fine, don't count us amongst you? Since you guys are so much better, go ahead and be that. Go ahead and be you. Be African. Be African American. Do whatever you do. Don't count us amongst you. We are foundational Black Americans. We don't want to be counted amongst you. Now, why do you think that hurt them so bad? I was trying to figure that out. And now it becomes apparent. It's because they're going to try to siphon off our resources under the guise that we're all just one big nigga. It's just the blacks. Well, no, that game is over. That game is up. We're not playing that game no more. We're not all just the blacks anymore. Now we are checking receipts. We're checking paperwork. Oh, yeah, the jig is up, as they used to say. Yeah, the game is up. The game is up. Okay? She is called the Global Empowerment Ambassador. She's got a whole bunch of little set-asides and a nonprofit. More scamming. Through her nonprofit organization, GEM, GEM, and BOA, and her main initiatives, she has become a role model for the women and single mothers, an advocate for global women and youth economic empowerment. She works to provide support for families of ravaged by abuse, abandonment, and economic hardship, and to restore them to a thriving and economically sustainable. She's doing all this work for families by sending the money back to Africa. She's in Georgia, which is in America. Just south of South Carolina is Georgia. How is her helping ravaged families? What does that have to do with sending our funds back to Africa? Can somebody please make the correlation for me? How does that? Okay, give me money, send money to my nonprofit under the guise of me helping disenfranchised and ravished families of abuse. Send me money to my nonprofit, but then I'm sending all the money back to Africa. Explain to me how that works. How does that help us here? It says Dr. Queen Blessing is the founder of the African Union 6th Region USA Foundation. They want to have that money sent to them under the guise of she's the one that's supposed to assist, mobilize, organize, and unite the people of African descent in the United States of America. You see those broad terms? Do you see those ambiguous terms? That's why we have to separate. So all that she just said right there has got nothing to do with foundational black Americans. We need to let that be known. She doesn't speak for us. She's not a leader for us. We don't recognize her. We don't want none of our money going to these people. They figured out how much money we're capable of moving, how much money we're capable of spending. They're realizing we are really the center of everything. And now they're trying to figure out ways how to siphon it off by running another big scam. That, oh, look at the poor black people. Look how bad they need help. Send me money. Send me money. Same thing they did with this is not even a new scam, bro. It's the same thing they did with Black Lives Matter. Those women got up in there, most of them not from here, most of them not foundational black American, got up in there and had all that money sent to them under the guise of Black Lives Matter. And you can't find one single black person that made any decent contribution came from Black Lives Matter. You can't find it. They haven't helped us at all. They helped themselves. Oh, they bought new houses, 2 and 3 new houses. Oh yeah, they helped themselves. It's the same scam Sally Struthers runs, the same scam the United Way runs. All these people are running scams, bro. That little Christmas bell, the guy with the Christmas bell where they take your money and 90% of the money they get goes to their organization. Only 10% goes to kids. What kind of scam is that? You know, when you get to a certain age as an adult, you have to start paying attention to things. There's no reason for people to be ignorant in 2025. There's no reason. If you ask me, these people need to go to jail. Somebody should be going to jail. And when you think about it legally, if they are admitting that they are the ones that are responsible for us being over here, not only should they not receive reparations, but they need to be paying us reparations. They don't get to come at America for atrocities done to us when they're the ones who inflicted it. They started it off. They sold us. They didn't come and fight for us. They didn't come and try to help us get out of our situation. They didn't bring any resources. I haven't seen a canoe show up yet talking about welcome back. I haven't seen no ships from them coming over here to help us. They've done nothing to help us. What in the hell would we look like giving them our reparations? For the work we've done here? How would we look giving them anything? They can help pay the bill. If I was somebody in the United States government that had anything to do with this, I would be like, you guys, thanks for speaking up. You're going to foot this bill for the FBA. You're going to help us split the bill. How about that? How about you split the bill that we owe them? And thanks for speaking up, acknowledging it was you. Thanks for speaking up. We want what you have. Now split it with us. That's how it should go. The United States should be like, thanks for bringing it to our attention that you guys claim them. Because they have a big bill that they have a large bill that they've given us, and you guys are going to split the bill with us. That's how the United States should play it. That's exactly how they should play it. Thanks for putting it in documentation that you guys are taking responsibility. We owe them a lot of money. And since you guys gave them to us, we're going to split the due with you. They're due a few trillion. Yeah, we'll split it with you. Let's split it with you guys. Yeah. That's how it should go. I appreciate you guys coming forward with that. They owe us. Thanks for admitting that it's your doing. Thanks for that. Thanks for admitting it's your doing. You owe us, just like the United States. Y'all get together and figure out who's going to start the bag rolling. Come on, people. Don't play with us. All right. Lord Eric Steele, I'll bring you these things because we need to be aware of it. This is not hate. This is all facts. I've read to you from her specific bio. I didn't make this up. This is from her. I've read to you from the AU's website. I didn't make that up. That's on their website. You can go there and read this stuff for yourself. Okay? None of this is made up. This is not hate speech. This is just information in the search of justice. We are in the search for justice and understanding for our people. That is the FBA all day way. That's how I do it. Lord Eric Steele, you got to know what's coming. You got to know what's coming, and we're not going to stop. All right? Lord Eric Steele, FBA all day. I love you, my people. FBA all day. We're going to keep it coming. I'm going to keep dropping this knowledge to you. Check out the TikTok page. Has been jumping off. Everybody's been popping on that. It's all moving forward, people. Stay tuned. Again, FBA all day. Lord Eric Steele, I love you. Big Rossi love. Out.